Hello everyone. My name is Akash Kumar Patel. This is video 2 of my DBMS Lab for DB1 course under Dr. Govindaswamy at Concordia University Chicago. In this video I will explain traditional file processing. I will explain what it is, a real life example, how files are stored in folders, how data looks inside a text file, the organization methods, and finally a summary. So let's start. Uh, l- Now let's understand that traditional file processing means. Traditional file processing is an older method of storing and managing data using separate files. So, in this system, each department or program keeps its own file. There is no central database to control everything together. Usually, data is stored in a simple format like text files or basic file formats. This method was very common before DBMS became popular. So, in simple words, traditional processing means we store information in different files and each file is handled separately. So let's see some real life example. Let's understand it using a simple real life example, a small school system. So imagine a small school storing student information in separate file. The admission department keeps one file for student personal details. The exam department keep another file for student marks and grades. The account department keeps another file for student fees record. Now here the problem is the same student name and student ID can appear in many files. So if we want to update one student's information, we may need to update multiple files. So this is very common situation in traditional file processing. So let's see a folder structure example. In traditional file processing, files are stored separately like student details.txt, student marks.txt, student fees.txt. Here there is no central system connecting all these files. So if a student changes address or phone number, we must update it manually in every file where that student appears. So this is why traditional file processing become hard when data grows. So let's see how data looks inside a text file. So for example, student details.txt may look like this. So 101 Rishi grade 10, 15 years, and 102 Arya grade 10, 16 years. So this is a simple line by line format. It is not organized into proper table like DBMS. So when the file become big, searching a specific student become difficult. Also, sometimes it become confusing because everything is written in plain text file. So that's why DBMS table format is easier to manage in large system. So let's talk about the characteristics. First, data is stored in multiple separate files instead of one central database. Second, each file is controlled by a different program or department. Third, program depend heavily on file structure. That means if we change the file format, we may also need to change the program. And fourth, data sharing between department is limited and complicated. So overly traditional file processing is not flexible when data increases. So let's move to the next one. Let's talk about advantages. So traditional file processing is simple to design, easy to understand for small systems. It has lower cost because advanced database software is not required. It is suitable when data size is small and number of users is limited. Also, it can be set up faster compared to complex database system. So for small works, it can be okay. But for large organization, it creates many problems. So let's move to the next one. So now we come a major problem, data redundancy. So data redundancy means the same data is stored in multiple files. In our school example, the student name may may appear in admission file, marks file, fees file. So the same student information is repeated many times. So this duplication increases storage space unnecessarily, and more importantly, it increases chances of error because if you update one file but forgot another file, then data become inconsistent. So let's talk about another problem, inconsistency and security. So data inconsistency happen when different files show different value for the same student. For example, one file may show updated phone number, but another file still has the old phone number. Now the system does not know which one is correct. Another big issue is security. Security is weaker because there is no central access control system. So anyone which file access can change or delete it easily. That makes traditional file processing risky for sensitive data. So let's talk about common file organization methods. Sequential file organization. This means data is stored one for after another in order. It is simple, but searching can be slow if file is large. Second one, direct or random organization. This means data can be accessed directly using a storage location. So this can be faster, but it needs proper addressing. And third one, indexed organization, indexed organization. So this means an index is created to speed up searching. It works like a guide to quick reach the required data. So these methods are used depending on system requirement and file size. So let's talk about summary what we learned today. So traditional file processing was useful in early computing systems. It is simple and low cost, but it has many limitations, but become inefficient when data size grows larger. This is why modern organizations mostly use DBMS instead of traditional file systems. So today, file processing is mainly used only in small and simple systems. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching this detailed explanation of traditional file processing. I hope this video helped you understand how older file system worked. In the next video, we will compare DBMS and traditional file processing clearly. If you found this helpful, please like, comment, and share your thoughts. Stay connected to more learning content. So for this, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.